All right, today we are working on the classwork 4.07, log division with decimals. So it's actually pretty similar to division without decimals, and we're going to do an example together. Hopefully you have from your notes these steps. So those are our steps for dividing decimals. We're going to do the first step, estimate. So 23 and 8/10. In order to estimate, I want to round this number to a multiple of 4. That's something that you could skip count by 4s by and you would hit that number. So I'm going to estimate, I'm going to round 23 and 8/10 to 24. I could also round it to 20 and I would still be pretty close, but 24 is a better, closer estimate. And I'm choosing 20 or 24 because both of those are multiples of 4. Or I could skip count by 4 and I would say 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So I'm going to choose 24 divided by 4, and I know that that's 6. So 6 is my estimate. Then I'm going to divide. So here's my dividend, divisor. I'm going to say, how many times does 4 go into 23 without going over? And I know that 4 goes in 5 times, so I'm going to put it here in the ones place. 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract equals 3. 4 doesn't go into 3, so I'm going to need to bring down this 8 from the decimals place. Because the 8 is in the decimals place here, I'm going to put a decimal point up here before I continue my division. So I'm going to put that up here, and then I'm going to bring down the 8. And I don't need to bring down the decimal point. I know that it's going to go here, and I can think about this like it's a 38. So then how many times does 4 go into 38 without going over? It goes in 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36. Subtract, I get 2. Now, in 5th grade, you would have said a remainder 2, but here, we're going to keep dividing. So 4 doesn't go into 2. So I know that this number, 23 and 8/10, I can also think of it as 23 and 80/100, or put a 0 here, and I'll bring that down. How many times does 4 go into 20? Goes in 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. So I'm going to subtract, and I get 0. So that means I have used all of these digits here. I am all done. I can also check my work by doing some multiplication, so I'm going to do that really quick just to make sure. 5 times 4, 0. Bring up the 2. 4 times 9 is 36. Here's an 8. Bring up the 3. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus this 23.8. Great. So that matches. I'm going to put the decimal place. It's already here, but I want to double check. Number 4, 5.95 and 6 are close. And I'm going to circle this final answer. And now I'm done with that problem. Great. Let's do one more. Ms. Ellie's nodding at me, so let's do one more. So we're going to do the problem.
Do it with you.
You want to do it with me?
They'll do it with you.
Oh, yeah, do it with me. So take your pen, take your pencil, get a spare piece of paper, and you're going to do this one with us. So we're going to do 75 point, we're going to do 75 divided by 6, actually. So this is going to give us a decimal answer. The first thing I'm going to do is estimate, so I know that I'm doing 75 divided by 6. Why don't you take a couple minutes to think of a reasonable estimate for yourself? My estimate, I know that 6 times 10 is 60, 6 times 11 is 66, 6 times 12 72. So I'm going to say my estimate is about 12. Great. Now set this up on your paper. And we're going to start. So on your own, try the first step. Yep, so how many times does 6 go into 7? 1 time. Think about where you would put that 6. 1 times 6 is 6. Try and put it down before I do. It's going to go here. Subtract, and I get 1. What do I do next? Hopefully you got it. It's bring down the 5. 6 goes into 15 2 times. 2 times 6 is 12. Think about what we do next. Yep, subtract, and we have a 3, but 6 doesn't go into 3 evenly. So now we're going to use this decimal point in these 0/10ths to help us. And we're going to be using sort of the tenths and hundredths now, so I'm going to put decimal point here, bring this down, and we have 30. Try and think about what you would do next. How many times does 6 go into 30? 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. We have none left. This is our answer. And then we've already placed the decimal point, so let's check. 12.5 is close to 12. That works. If we had gotten 125 as our answer, we would know that our decimal point might be in the wrong place because it should be somewhere that makes this number close to 12. All right, get started on your own.